Hello guys, welcome to today's tutorial. So today basically I will be showing you how you can install ShadCN properly uh, in your Next.js application and how you can start using it. So basically ShadCN is a component library. It's not a CSS module. You know, CSS module is different from component library. CSS module is packages like styled components, you know, what you use to style your application. Even Tailwind CSS is a CSS module. But when it comes to ShadCN, it's a component library, meaning it's a library of pre-built components that you can just pick and use. You can just pick and use the default that has been built. So basically it helps you to streamline and to speed up development so that you don't spend a lot of time, you know, working on designing component and all that. So this is ShadCN website. This is their components, their UI website. So if you haven't used ShadCN before, you can uh, check it out. So today I'll be showing you the proper way to install it on your project and combining it with Tailwind CSS. So stuff like this, you combine it with a CSS module to work on your front end, to style your front end. You don't depend mainly on it. So I don't think they have a let me see what's going on. It seems my network is having issues. Okay. So basically this is your website. This is a component. You can check the documentation, the components also. You can see here are examples of what is built with ShadCN. I'm in a dark mode, that's why let me turn the dark mode off to light mode so you can see. You can see it has a lot of components, pre-built buttons, even graphs. You have calendar and so you can check the component in the component tab here. So basically that. Let's get started. So to install this, first of all, you need to set up your Next.js project. So I have that uh, here already. So I'm just going to install it. You know, and once that is installed, then you install your ShadCN. So going back to the ShadCN documentation, you can go to the installation folder. You see different frameworks, whatever frameworks works for you. If you are using React, you can click on this manual, and if you're using Next.js, you click on Next.js. So basically, ShadCN uses Tailwind behind the scene. So you need to have Tailwind installed on your project. So if you don't have Tailwind installed, you have to first install Tailwind. And Tailwind is also very simple to install. You just go to your Tailwind website. You see the installation for different development environment. Then so you just follow the guide to install. But Tailwind nowadays comes pre-installed with Next.js. So if you're working with Next.js, chances are you already have it installed. But if it's an old version of Next.js, you might need to install it, you know, manually. So you know, after saying that, let's go into our application and let's start development. So I'm just going to open it in a code editor, and while that loads up, let's go and copy the command to install. So we're going to be using npx. There are numerous ways you can install. You can also use You can install ShadCN locally on your system by using the -g flag with npm, but it's not advisable because that way you are locked to a version unless you update it manually. So that's why you are using npx. So we can use the latest flag here and have the latest installed in our project instead of on our system initially. So we are just installing it on the project. And the most beautiful thing about ShadCN is that when you install it, it just initializes the package on your environment and it doesn't install the whole package. So you only install the components you need. That is the only thing you install. So that way the bundle size of your application is kept as a is kept small. So that's just it. So let's go on. You don't end up installing all and not using a lot of things, and then the bundle size keeps increasing. But with ShadCN, it's only what you need that you install. So you like that you will add to your project. So when we initialize this, we're gonna be adding the components we need manually. So you can see all the components. You can see all the components. You can see them here. You can go to, let's go to components. Don't think I'm in the components. Yeah. Still not in the components. What's happening? Okay. You can see the components here. When you click on one of the components, it loads up and you see the way you can add it using npx ShadCN latest add alert. So that way it will add it into your project. So um it's asking us here for to choose a style that we want, New York or default. A lot of people don't know the difference. They are just subtle difference and their CSS difference. Things like height of the button, the padding, shadow. So you can take a look at a article here. This is ShadCN design. I will link it to this the description of this video, so you can see here the difference between the styles. You have the default and the New York style. You see the button, the New York style is a bit smaller than the default. You can see that here the New York style carries a shadow, and just subtle difference. You can see the border applied. So for me, basically, I feel the New York is better. So you can just take a look at it, whatever you feel, whatever you like, you use. Take You can go through this article and you decide for yourself. So let's go back to our application and we're gonna click on the New York and use the neutral. You can also check all this base color. So for theming is asking you, do you want to use CSS variable? This is depending, you can say no. If you don't understand CSS variables, but if you do, it will theme your application with CSS variables. But just let's say no for those who doesn't understand, so it can use normal CSS. As you can see now, it's telling us that we need to use either force or legacy peer dependent to install. So the problem here is that they are conflicting modules. They are conflicting base requirements. That is, some packages are conflicting. Their um, their required packages are conflicting. What that means is that, for example, let's say React is a dependency for Next.js, let's say React 19 upward, and I'm installing this package, and this package requires React maybe 20 or 16, you know. So and there can be two packages, on your system, on your project at the same time. So they are conflicting. So that's what this means. So there are two ways to solve it. You can just pause and install one of the versions, or use PL legacy dependence to try to fix the issue. So let's use force for now, but I'm going to show you how you can undo that later on, how you can correct that. Um, so while he's doing that, I'll just show you. He's going to add some. Okay, so it's done. So he's going to add this component.json. This is what he uses to keep track of the folder and the packages that are installed. So now it hasn't installed any component. We've just initialized it in our project. So the next thing we want to do is to add a component. If you go to your CS to globals, you can see a global here. So if we had select yes for CSS variables, it would have added some theming, a light dark switch, using CSS variable, it should have added it. But because we said no, that's why this place is a bit clean. So let's go on and add a component to our project. So coming back to ShadCN here, I don't want to use this. Let me use a button instead. Is a button. So to add this in our project, we need to run this command. You can see. So this is when it will now download it into our project. So we will have the button component. I told you that it's based on Tailwind. So the button is just a React component styled with um, Tailwind. That's just it, but pre-styled for you. So all you just need to do is import it. So we're going to take a look at it. You can see we're having the problem here where it's asking us to always use force to install, all these components. So but what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to stop the installation. Okay, C went on to install it. So to fix that and stop it from using force every time and asking us to use force and their legacy, we're going to use Yarn to manage our package. Yarn is a package manager that does a better work than npm. So npm is not that good when it comes to managing dependencies. Yarn is built off of npm, but it manages dependency much more better than npm. So if you're a full stack developer, you probably know that already. Or if you've been working with backend, Node backend, you will probably understand that Yarn is better at managing packages than npm. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete the node modules folder here. So I'm going to delete that permanently. You're also going to delete your package.log because this was generated by npm, and it's not good to have two package managers on your project, managing your project. So you either choose to use Yarn or you use npm. So because we're choosing to use Yarn, you have to delete everything that has to do with npm configuration. So you don't delete your package.json, just the package lock. The package lock is where all the dependencies that are installed on your projects, is being tracked. And I mean when I mean all, your package.json just shows you the ones that you installed. For each of these package, they have some other npm package they depend on. So that is where a package manager comes in. So the package manager will install this, and all the npm packages, each of them depends on. So let's go on to delete the configuration file for npm, which is the package lock. So after we've done that, we will now use yarn to install. So while that does, I want to show you the button that we just installed. You can see the button by going to the component UI. It's usually in your app folder. So you can see this is, you can see it's basically a React component. Nothing more. It's a React component that is pre-styled for you. You can see. Can you see it? These are all the prop that you'll be passing to it. If you look closely, go back here. All these are Tailwind classes, utility classes. You can see. So when you pass in default as the variant, it applies this. When you pass in outline, it applies this. So that's just it basically. So now let's install our package using yarn. So just type yarn. So if you don't have yarn installed, you can install yarn globally. I have yarn on my system already, so that's why I can run yarn command. But if you don't, you need to install it first globally. Use npm install -g yarn yarn. So to install, our packages again using yarn, because we are switching to yarn for this project, you just type in yarn, in your root directory, and it will install. You can see it started installing the package. So it's going to manage all our dependency well and fix all those pair dependency issues that we are having. So back to the components we are, digesting and looking at, we are breaking down. You can see that it's mainly Tailwind. So that's why you need to have Tailwind installed. It's mainly Tailwind. So let's create while yarn install, let's create another directory so that we can test that this is properly installed. I'm gonna call it user directory, the user route. So it has installed. So we can test out, let's test uh, the installation by installing another component and see if it will use, let's install a calendar. If it will ask us to use force or not. So, okay, let's add the calendar. So you can see that it didn't ask us to use force or legacy pair dependence because yarn has fixed all those dependency issues that we are having. So that's the beauty of yarn. It takes care of your dependencies, where you'll be having issues with npm. Yarn will resolve everything for you. And you can see the calendar has been added. So to add this to our project, let's create the page, page.tsx. So this will create a, what's it called? So I'm using a snippet, that helps me to basically easily spin up a React component. I'm just going to paste the code for you to see. So basically, but before that, let me just what am I doing? Let me just show you how to uh, import the button. Just type in the button if you are using VS Code. You should bring out the option. You can see here it's referencing the button in our component UI. That's the button we installed. So your component, ShadCN component, will be installed. Most of them, as long as it is UI related, in this component /UI but directory. So I can just click on that and put click me. Let's save that. Let's start our server and dev. So our server is running in port 3000. So let's try it out. I'm gonna use this localhost 3000 /users. That should be /users. Hope. So you can see the button here already. This is a button. We can change the variant. But, by hovering over it, you see the props you can pass into the button. Not showing up yet. Or you can just you can see it. The way you can see it is you click on control and hover over it. As long as you're using TypeScript, it's going to show you. You can see there the props we can pass are class name, variant, size, as child, and whatever other props you want to pass. So for now, let's pass in a variant, and let's can see the options. Let's choose outline. Let's save that. Let's see. You can see that it has changed. So I'm just going to change the style a little bit. So I'm going to paste the code in. So you can see in this code, you have the button and the calendar here. And see the calendar, see the props. You can pass class names, show outside these, and all that. At the remaining props you can pass. We've already passed some props. So basically, let me save this. And let's go back. You can see you have the button and you have the calendar. So that's it. Basically, that's how you install ShadCN. So now you can call each of the components, go through the components that that are pre-installed here, and see the one you need, install it, add it to your project, and just continue working. So that's just it. I hope this video was informative enough for you. If you've been having issues installing ShadCN, and especially with the npm issue, that should have been fixed by now. So if you want more tutorials like this, kindly subscribe. I'll be dropping more tutorials. Uh, subscribe to my channel, like, and see you next time.